Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. I am really looking forward to this one. I feel like this is the type of episode I really enjoy listening to. I am joined by my amazingly talented and girl's girl friend, Siff. Siff is the co-founder of Arrae, and she is the host of the Dream Bigger podcast. And I feel like this episode is going to be all the things: wellness, business, glow up, summer, fitness, supplements, everything.
It's going to be so fun.
I know.
Also because I think the reason we got along right away, which I want to talk about how we met, because I always get questions about like, how did you and Bryony become friends? But I think the reason we got along right away is because our approach to wellness is the same.
Yes.
It's like we love it and like we live and breathe it, but we also just like love to live our lives as well.
So true. We were talking about this the other night, and also our partners are very like fun-loving type of people. So
Yes.
I feel like we really connect on that level. Like, as you say, we are doing all of the wellness things, but then we're also enjoying a margarita or a fun night out, or going for Chinese together after the wedding.
Oh my God, that was so fun. I remember when we came to London, what was it, in December, and you were going for your tasting right before dinner.
And we didn't tell you that that was our tasting.
But it was like the best food ever. And then we had like so much fun that night. I was flying out the next day.
Yeah, but I have to say, I had major respect for you that night, like even more than before, because what a flex. You had a flight at like 8 a.m.
Yeah, literally.
So you were like, we were sat at the dinner. You're like, Bryony, I have to get up in 4 hours. And if that was me, I would have been like internally freaking out, thinking, okay, if I go to sleep like this second, I'll have X amount of hours. And then Casper kept ordering another bottle, another margarita. It kept going. And I was like, I was completely wasted when we left.
No,
I was thinking, how are you doing this?
No, I was like, okay, I guess we're just doing this. Because initially I was like, I'm just going to do a glass of wine. But then, of course, it was like bottle after bottle of like unbelievable. And I'm like, okay, for these two, yes, 100%. It's worth it. And literally, I had to wake up. I think I slept for a half hour. And then I woke up and it was like the thing of nightmares, the travel day. I had to like go get an Advil in the airport, but I was like, it's still worth it. Like it was so much fun.
But that's the thing, like in all of this wellness discussion and routines and all these things, like you can't miss out on living.
Yes.
Like those days, okay, you had to travel to India. You literally were flying to India from London. It wasn't like a casual 1 hour flight.
It was a longer flight for sure. But you know what? I slept the first leg. I flew to Qatar and I was fine. So then by the I slept the entire time and I was like, it's fine. I have my systems. Like I will just drink a ton of electrolyte water, take an Advil, go to bed, and then I'll wake up fine. And I was. It's like, it's okay.
What are your hangover tips?
Ooh, this is a good one. So typically I will never go to bed even like tipsy. I will wait until I'm sober typically.
What?
Yes. This is like
I've never had that, but I would be waiting like 6 hours.
I know. So typically, for the most part, if I'm out, I try to stop drinking by like 11.
Okay.
So then I'll go to bed by 1 and I'm for the most part sober. Okay. But if I can't do that, and it is rare, but it happens, in that case, it's the same formula. Okay. It's chugging the most amount of water and electrolytes possible.
Yeah.
And then I take typically our sleep capsules. And if I need to, if it's like, if I've not at all gotten to the point where I'm like kind of sober, I'll do half a milligram of melatonin. So I sleep through the night, because that's the main thing when you've had a drink or if you like it destroys your sleep and you wake up in the middle of the night. So like our sleep capsules help with that, and like melatonin just like gives it the extra thing if I need it. And that's like if I've not had any time to sober up before going to bed, and then typically the next day, because I've had the electrolytes, I'm usually fine. And then it's rare that I'll be going somewhere where I've drank and I've literally had no food. So I have some food in my system to absorb the alcohol to begin with. And then the next morning I wake up and I move, like walk, work out, whatever it is to sweat out the toxins. So
yeah, that's a good tip.
Yeah. What about you?
Milk thistle is really good to take. Have you ever taken that?
Yes.
Yeah, that helps. I find electrolyte.
Do you do it before going to bed?
Yeah.
Milk thistle? Ooh, that's smart. I like that.
Yeah, before going to bed. I just feel it takes the edge off. Electrolytes, but also the next day. Coconut water.
Yes. So
really
important.
good one. I have a banana every single day, which is a random one. Yes.
Wait, why?
I just love a banana in my smoothie. I'll have like a frozen banana, but I crave banana when I'm hungover, especially. I don't know whether that's actually.
Is it just like, well, I guess it has potassium, which is good for.
Exactly. So maybe like even like banana on toast. My mom used to always have that when we were growing up, like sourdough toast with butter, a little bit of honey, banana, and then cinnamon on top. Delish. So yeah,
that sounds really yummy.
It's so good. But I will fuel myself the next day.
Yeah.
Eat really, even though you want the bad things, you think you want the bad things.
But it doesn't make you feel good.
It doesn't. And even in the moment, you're like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. And in 20 minutes, you're like, why did I do that?
It's true.
You just need to fuel yourself with lots of veg, like all the good things, green juices. And yeah.
I think sourdough the next day is like such a hack because I feel like, I don't know, there's something about it because it absorbs it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try this banana sourdough situation, the combo, like a 2-in-1 whammy. But also apparently like carbs are good also the next day. What does it absorb the alcohol or what does it do?
Probably, but I have carbs every single day.
Yeah.
Every meal I have a carb.
You need to talk more about this because so many people are like this is like a very like traditional quote unquote like diet culture thing that like, oh, like the carbs are scary and all of that. And like, I am of the belief that like, I'm definitely higher protein, but I work out hard. And so if I have 0 carbs at all, like that's not going to serve me.
No, it doesn't work. And you need the carbs. You need a variety. You need a balanced plate. So I have a lot of protein, but I also have a portion of carbs with every meal.
Yeah.
And carbs can look different. Like a banana is carbs, for example.
Exactly.
Or carrot or sourdough toast. I love sourdough. I think it's incredible. I love bread. Sweet potato, quinoa, rice. There's so many different options that you can have and you need carbs. Carbs are not the devil.
It's true.
And it really like, I have found it to be such a hack, focusing on protein, fats, carbs every meal. Obviously fiber as well is a big one, but having that at every meal has changed my body composition.
I agree. And like I think it's all about the balance.
Yeah.
I personally love a slice of sourdough. Like right now my go-to breakfast has been sourdough. It's so good. I get it from this like bakery in LA called Tartine, which we should go to in the morning. Like the next time you're here, it's like really cute. So I do that with avocado and some arugula on the side and then 3 eggs that I cook in chili oil and it's so yummy.
Oh, that sounds really good.
So bomb.
That's so good. And you've got your protein, your fats, and your carbs.
Exactly.
I have every morning when I'm here, I have chicken sausages.
That's your thing. Even when we were in London at Claridge's, you're like the chicken sausage.
They're so good. I love chicken sausages, avocado and sourdough toast. I have that. If I'm out, I have that. Or at home, I will do a protein shake with Form Nutrition protein powder, water, frozen banana, and a spoonful of peanut butter.
Oh, that's my go-to as well.
Really
typically, like except instead of banana, I'll do like raspberries, which I love.
Yes, nice.
It's so yummy.
One thing I do that's really weird is because I love peanut butter so much, I don't blend it because I'm like, that's a waste.
Wait, what?
Okay, so this is really weird. I have my smoothie. Then when I've like poured my smoothie into the cup, I will take a tablespoon of peanut butter, keep the peanut butter on the spoon, and I will put the spoon in the cup. So with every mouthful, I have like a little bit of the peanut butter from that. Like I drink it like it's a soup.
Wait,
with
I
the
want to
peanut
try
butter.
that. That
It's so
sounds
good.
delicious.
Because you're getting more bang for your buck on the peanut butter.
I actually
what I
really
mean?
love that. No, I do. That's smart. Okay, you'll watch me have my smoothie
I
soup
want to
soon.
see it. So yeah.
I want to know, were you always balanced when it comes to approaching wellness? Because I think that a lot of people, what they struggle with is like, it's very all or nothing. And then it's kind of this like roller coaster almost when you're like super locked in and like everything's like has to be perfect. And then like, you know, you have a nice dinner out and then you like beat yourself up, or you go on a trip and you're like, it's all ruined, you know? And especially I think as we approach the summer months, people can feel like they have to do everything perfectly. So like what were you like? Were you always like this? What are your tips for helping people get to like a more balanced place?
So definitely not. I can so relate to people that like spiral or will do something and then almost see working out like a punishment.
Totally.
I can really relate to that. And it's a horrible cycle to be in because you go out and enjoy a meal, which is just completely fine and part of life. And then you think you're torturing yourself like, oh my God, you know, like now I have to work out and do this. And then you find a workout that you're not really enjoying because that's just the done thing. I mean, a few years ago, I remember the done thing was like HIIT or...
Oh my gosh, I remember, yeah.
And I was in this crazy cycle and I have very high inflammation levels anyway. I have arthritis. So you could literally see, you know, when people talk about cortisol face, I had that. Like I had this puffiness on my body, puffiness on my face. It was so bizarre. And I was just in this constant cycle of like punishment, like almost seeing food as like a reward, which is
it's crazy.
Is like a toxic thought in itself. So, and I know this is like a cliche for me to say, but when I discovered Pilates, like not only did my enjoyment of moving change, but also everything else changed. Like my healthy habits, the way I ate, the way I spoke to myself even, because I think, as you said, people can be so hard on themselves and so horrible to themselves. And the way that you speak to yourself, you would never say that to your best friend.
That's the thing.
And I think it's just crazy how tough we can be. But I would say to get out of that cycle, my first like step would be to find a workout that you enjoy or a form of movement you enjoy, whether that's walking, Pilates, yoga, boxing, whatever you feel really good doing and you feel like you look forward to it. Because the second you look forward to it, you stay consistent. Then when you stay consistent, you get the results. You feel good. You feel good about eating and fueling your body with great food. So I feel like it has such a knock-on effect. And also like writing down how you're feeling with what you're doing, I think is a helpful tool. Like, okay, like checking in with yourself. How do I feel today? I did a HIIT training workout. Have I noticed that I feel 10 times more hungry or irritable or puffy, or, you know, how am I feeling, or what have I eaten today, and check in with yourself. So I think it's good to notice how we're actually feeling because sometimes we can be so disconnected.
I completely agree. And I also think that people, and this is why like I so love your app, like your website rather, and all your classes. People put so much pressure on themselves to be like, oh, if I've not worked out for an hour, like it's like not even worth it. And for me, I think what I've learned over the years is like, don't get me wrong, like yes, I love going and getting like, you know, a full like 45 minutes or 50 minutes at the gym, like that's great, right? But I also love those like small quick classes that I can take, because that way, even when my schedule is busy, I'm still keeping up with the thing that I know is going to make my body and mind feel so good. And like, that's what was so fun for me with the Tone in 20 challenge that we just did. And it's coming out May 5th, you guys, you have to get it. But let's tell everyone about it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So firstly, I just want to say I taught Siff when did I teach you?
I think it was like, what was it, October?
Yeah. So not that long ago, I taught you. And there were certain moves like the roll up, for example, where you needed a little bit of momentum to roll up and over. It's like a classic kind of foundational move in Pilates. And now we're doing this challenge, and you were like doing the teaser, no problem. You were doing this roll up so slow and controlled. I could really see the changes. It was amazing. But anyway, we have just been filming this Tone in 20 challenge. It's a 5-day challenge, and it was so much fun. Every class is 20 minutes, and it's me and Siff on the mat together. So you really feel like you're just kind of having girl time throughout. It didn't feel like, I felt like you were my accountability partner.
It was so fun. And I don't know, like, okay, so one of the reasons I love using your classes is because, like, obviously, like, we're like such good friends. I feel like you're doing it with me.
Yes.
Even when it's like virtual, you know, I'm like, oh, like that's Bryony, you know, like it just feels like we're together, and like doing it in person, that's what it felt like as well. Remember the first day I was like, I feel like I'm in the thing with you.
I know. Also, when you do it so much, you could probably like recite the class.
Yes.
You feel like you
yes,
do it.
literally. But what you were saying about the progress, so when I was actually like right after we did the class together, when you were here in October, I was like, I started to do your classes, like even if it was 20 minutes, like I would say on average once a week, especially while I was away during the holidays. Because there I didn't like, you know, there was like, I didn't have a trainer or anything. So my split was like a little bit more Pilates heavy. So I would do 3 days of lifting and 2 days of Pilates versus 3 days of lifting and 1 day of Pilates. And those 2 days would be all of you.
Oh, I love that.
And so then I was like, okay, like getting like better at the movements and like just more consistent. And so
I also loved what your trainer in the gym said. He was like, your form is so much better.
Yes. So like, I think that's the thing, that like Pilates is incredible because you can do it on its own, right? And just do Pilates. And there's so much that you can do with both body weight, like added things like hand weights and like ankle weights, bands, like all of the things that we used during the Tone in 20, or just body weight. But then what it is amazing at is it also like pays dividends when you are doing other movements. Like anytime I'm at the gym, and this is because like I initially discovered Pilates like years and years ago, but like the mind body connection that it gives you is amazing.
Yeah.
If you keep up with the practice as well, like it's a mind body connection. And then like, of course, like the core work impacts how you move at the gym as well. So like my trainers are so happy.
Different.
Exactly. My trainers are so happy that I also do Pilates. You know, they're like, this is amazing, like good for you. You get like the core work in. So I'm like obsessed.
I love it. And I love that you feel so good. And I also love it when trainers are like, just to comment on that, when trainers kind of support each other. Like I really believe in doing weight training as well. Like I think it's amazing. And I really think the results are in like the secret sauce is the combination.
Yes, I agree.
I really do. And walking, of course. And that's kind of they all are for your mind, but I love that, like that walk at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day. But the reason we thought about doing Tone in 20 is when you launched Tone, your creatine gummies, which have just blown up. I came here, I had run out before I arrived, and straight away, as soon as I got to your house off the plane, I was like, please tell me you have an extra one here because I ran out. But they're so good. They're so easily digestible, easy to take. But for me, I've taken creatine for a really long time. Yeah. And I always rave about it. I think it's really important, especially in women.
Yes.
And I want to go through like all of the myths and everything. But the one thing I just want to say about yours is that it's so calm on your stomach. And Casper's the same. We've both experienced like different creatine powders, and he's a little bit more sensitive than I am. Like, but he gets really, really nauseous if he uses creatine. And with yours, we don't get it. And you told me it's from the
ginger. Yeah. So that was actually one of the things that we wanted to solve for. So I started to take creatine back in 2023 when I joined my current gym. It's founded by a doctor, and he was like, Siff, like you need to start taking creatine because it will just enhance whatever results you're looking for. So from a scientific perspective, it's amazing for helping us build muscle. And, you know, as we get older, we want to keep that muscle because that's like our life insurance, right? It'll make sure we're not getting things like breaks and fractures as we get older. So really, really important, especially for women. So he was like, it'll help you like build and preserve muscle, but then also it's amazing for recovery, right? So like if you are someone who's doing Pilates, working out, whatever it is, it just helps you feel better the next day. Yeah. And then of course, like now there's so many studies showing the benefits on cognitive function as well. So it really is this like incredible supplement. But when I started to take it, I was exactly like you, where it was like I'd have these days where it was really irritating my stomach. And so that's kind of what we wanted to solve for, whereby and also I didn't like taking it in powder form because on days where I didn't have a smoothie, I was like, well, what do I do with it now?
And
like
it's so chalky.
Don't get me started.
It doesn't taste good.
No.
But also, I read somewhere that creatine is the most science-backed.
It is.
Which is incredible.
It's insane. So I mean, the science has been there, and even the benefits for women, like it's been there in the literature for a long time, but I think only now has it started to be mainstream. Like my brother started to take creatine, I think like probably 8 years ago. And he'd been telling me, because he's been into like weightlifting since he was 14. He's younger than me. And he started to tell me years ago, he's like, you need to start taking creatine. And I was like, no, like this seems
like a man's thing.
Exactly.
Which is just crazy, isn't it?
It's actually insane. I feel like creatine needed better PR. So that's what we're there for.
Enter Siff and Nish. But you guys really did create a product that I think the product and your communication has come across so well, because it's kind of dispelled the myths, if that's the phrase, because your caption is not your boyfriend's creatine. And I love that. And I think, well, firstly, there are so many misconceptions in the health world in general of like what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing, what's good for us. Then next week it's bad for us. And what's good for men is not necessarily always good for women. For example, like intermittent fasting. I was speaking with someone yesterday actually about that. But creatine is good for both. It's incredible for both. And you really see a difference. And I actually had, I get my blood tests taken a lot. And years ago, I had really low testosterone. And so...
so did I.
No way.
Yes.
And so it makes it really hard for building muscle.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
That's crazy. Is that when you started taking creatine?
Yes. So initially when I got my blood work done at my gym, I had low testosterone. That's crazy that both of us had the same thing. Yeah. And so this was part of my protocol for like, increasing my testosterone levels. Like it was this and then like taking a couple more supplements, but this really helped and I got off everything else. Now I'm just like taking creatine and like even just this has been like game changing for me.
Yeah, my testosterone levels have gone way up.
Yeah.
Which is great. And again, that's another myth. Like as women, we feel like testosterone is like not what we want. But testosterone is your get up and go.
Yes.
It's your energy. It's your results from your workouts. Like I swear to you guys, if you start taking creatine, you're going to be like, wow, the difference this makes.
It is an absolute game changer. You're just like, I feel like just so much more energized and better 100%. At the gym. And I'm like seeing more results. Like I saw it immediately. I was like, wait, my body's looking different. Like what's happening?
It's really funny. I listened to Lauren Bostick talk about this and she said she feels from taking creatine like her skin is tighter to her muscle. And I completely know what she means. I think that's such a good way to describe it. Okay, so you are the queen of the glow up. So I want all your tips. What are you doing for summer? You're going to have a European summer, which I'm excited about.
I'm so excited. So this is like my favorite time of year. Well, actually, I like Euro winter and Euro summer. But Euro summer, there's just something to it. And like, especially this is like the build-up period for it where I'm like so excited to be in all my like cute little beach dresses and like Ibiza and like all of the things. So can't wait. Okay, so in terms of what I'm doing. So, okay, I feel like it's interesting. Of course, like I have all of my daily things, but it was a few weeks ago, I started to feel like I was just so exhausted. And it's like, I mean, obviously things are so busy.
Yeah.
So
you guys are... it's so inspiring to be around you and your team. It's crazy what you're doing.
Thank you.
I understand what you're doing.
I mean, like you were kind of going through it too. Like you were moving, like you obviously have Pilates by Bryony, like you were getting married. So like, when there's like so many things happening all at once.
Yeah.
So what I decided to do a couple of weeks ago is that, so the difference that I found where I was like, okay, I need to change something was I got to the point, this is like actually like so bad. I got to the point where I was doing 3 to 4 coffees a day, which has never in my life happened. Like typically I'm like 2 max. Okay. Yeah. So I was like, if I'm having 4 coffees a day, like something is like severely wrong. And so I need to do a whole reset. Like I can't just be relying on external fuel to like keep me going. And I felt like I was just like dragging my feet.
What do you think like knocked you off? Was it lots of travel,
It was, I think,
launches.
yeah. And I think also like I'm typically very regimented with what time I go to bed. And that started to slip, you know? And so I was like, okay, and then also like, it was just like a series of like going to bed like really late every night, but still waking up early. Like the very typical, like it's like being in it, I was like, you are doing the wrong thing. But at the same time, I was like, there's just too much to do. So
and it builds up.
Exactly. And then, you know, you obviously tell yourself like, oh, like I'll just deal with it tomorrow. It'll get better. It doesn't, but you have to change something. So I was like, okay, I'm someone who like does really well in situations where I'm like, I'll give myself a challenge.
Yeah.
You know? And so
Love
that's
that.
why like Tone and 20, great challenge to do, right? But like I do these mini challenges for myself. So I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a 1 week reset. And in the week, I'm going to commit to going to bed at like basically like lights off at 10 p.m. Versus even 10:30, which is typically like when I try to go to bed. But I was like, I just need more sleep. Like I have so much sleep debt that like going to bed at 10 and waking up at 7, I just need that additional sleep right now.
Yeah.
And so I committed to doing that. I also committed to not having coffee until I went out and walked. So normally I come out of like I get up, do my skincare, get dressed, go into my living room, or kitchen, make my coffee, and then journal and have my coffee. And then I go out for my walk. So I was like, I'm actually going to flip these two things.
Wow.
Because if you get sunlight in like even before coffee.
Helping the circadian rhythm.
Exactly. So I was like, this way I know that the science and data is there to show that if you do that first before your coffee, it's much better for you. And that
it's
way.
so hard though, isn't it? Because I have it with matcha. The first thing you just want to, but that's a good discipline.
So then I was like, no, I want to break this habit because like I just need to get off the many caffeine things a day. And then I was like, I have a 1 coffee limit for the next week. It doesn't have to be forever. And like, that's the thing. I think when we like, what I love about doing a challenge, right, is that you don't have to do it forever.
No.
Just do it for a week. See how you feel.
And also like pick and choose what you enjoyed from it and what made it, what had an impact.
Exactly. So those were like the 3 big pillars. I've always been good at like no social media in the morning. So I didn't have to change anything there. Or like I've always put my phone away at 10 p.m. I mean, I was going to bed anyway. So like, you know what I mean? So like those are things I didn't really have to change. But I was just like, let's just do these 3 things. The difference that it made, it like just got me back on track.
That's so good. I love that.
Yeah. And so I feel like when people are getting ready for summer, like think about what it is you want to fine tune and then give yourself a challenge. So for example, if someone is wanting to be more dedicated to working out, then like make that a priority for 5 days. And this is the thing, like I don't think your workout needs to be like particularly long, right?
No.
Like the same way it was like, you know, just do a 15-minute walk in the morning. It doesn't have to be like 1 hour and then you come back and have your coffee. Just do like a quick 15-minute walk for me in the morning before having my coffee.
Build the habit.
Exactly. And so this is the thing that like whatever you're like, however you're wanting to glow up, right? Like the thing that you're wanting to fine tune, I think the best thing is to give yourself like a mini challenge. And then
I completely agree.
Right? Because then it like, and then by the end of it, it can be 5 days, it can be 7 days. And then you're like, damn, I did something good. And then you keep whatever you like from there.
One thing I would add to that is try if you can, if you struggle with the discipline, have an accountability partner.
Yes.
It's such a good hack. Like if me and you were in it together and we checked in with each other each day, like, did you do, like, are you on track? Have you done your workout? It works so much because say I skip a day where I'm like, oh, I really can't be bothered to do my walk or my steps. And you're like, I've done my 10,000. I'm like, oh, and then I'll drag it really works. Having an accountability partner. I agree. Such a good hack.
And like, I also think that it deepens friendships.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's like such a nice way to like check in. Yeah, exactly. You have a really good community for that. Like, I feel like the Pilates by Bryony community is like amazing.
Oh my God, Siff, we have a WhatsApp group.
Stop. You do not. That's so cute.
With, I think it's 1,600 people.
Shut up.
And everyone in like London, Canada, Paris, like all over the world. And they are becoming like, when I was in Paris, I messaged the Paris group. I was like, girls, like, are you around for a match and a walk tomorrow at 8 a.m.? They're like, yes, we're in this together. We met up, went for our walk, grabbed a matcha, and then I got a picture from them. They went wine tasting together.
No.
And none of them knew each other until they all... It's amazing, honestly. And like people meet up and make friends. And I think community is so important. I'm obsessed by blue zones. I always talk about blue zones, and the community thing is longevity, I think. And
I agree.
I really believe in simplifying wellness and having those key pillars that help. And I think a support system is one of those things.
I agree.
So yeah, I absolutely love our community. They're just honestly the best. They keep each other accountable.
Yes, exactly. And I think that like if you are, trying to do all these things for health and wellness, I don't think you can do it in a silo.
No.
Like, I don't think it's going to be effective. I don't think you can ostracize yourself from your friends and family because you're on this
feel
like
good. You
terrible.
feel like you're alienating yourself.
No, it's horrible. Like,
I think making wellness social is the hack.
yes.
So make it a thing, make it something fun, put it in the diary, like matcha and a walk with Siff, and you like look forward to it and you inspire each other. Like those conversations that you have on walks are
love.
Oh, they're the best because you're not making eye contact. You're just walking. You're in your flow. You're coming out with whatever. You're giving each other like tips of, we were just talking about like business productivity things, which we can go into. But I think those conversations are so good. You get so much from it.
It's true.
And as you say, you get closer. It just feels good.
So Pia Mans, who owns Heaven Mayhem, she's like a mutual friend of ours.
How weird. She just texted me the second. Yeah, it just popped up.
Oh my gosh. Speak of the devil. That's crazy. But her and I feel like we're really good at that. Like we will catch up over a walk, which is so nice. And then we like chit chat business stuff. And like anytime I'm back from a walk with her, I like go to Nish and I'm like, Nish, like
we need to do this.
I'm like, this. And it's like the best.
It's so good. I remember last time I came here, we had a dinner together and it was like, okay, use this person, or I love this sharing thing. Like I really think women especially like need to share more and like lift each other up. And I think especially in business, it can be isolating. And I think having, like you say, you guys meeting up on a walk, it's because maybe you haven't had a time for a walk that day. So it's a habit stack. So yeah, I love that. Yeah. So tell me what are you doing like business wise that you feel has like leveled up? It can be a tiny thing. I have a small thing in mind.
So I will give this tip for someone who's not just like starting a business, but like is kind of in it, right? I think the quality of who you hire will absolutely change the performance of the business. So really easy way to understand this is if you hire someone, so say you hire someone with like very limited experience, okay? Yeah. I feel like what they will accomplish is so much less than if you hire someone with the proper amount of experience and also compensate them really, really well. Yeah. So of course, like, the company goes through different stages. And I think the people that come on at the very beginning, like they have to understand that like their compensation will grow with the company. But I also think that like hiring top tier people, you shouldn't have to do everything on your own. Like you can't be the only smart point person in the business, right? Like I just think that it moves a lot slower.
I totally agree. A lot of people say hire generalists and I really strongly disagree. I think your first hire should be a generalist. Yes. Because you need that right hand, like full of energy, like
able to do everything.
Exactly. Like kind of you, like your right hand girl or guy. And then after that, I think you need
specialists. Exactly. I completely agree with you. Like our first hire is still with us. You'll meet her. She's like my sister. Like I love her so much. But we brought her on. She was an incredible generalist, but she had an area of expertise, which was product. Yeah. And then as we started to grow, we obviously put her into product. But at the beginning, she was like a really good generalist. But since then, like they started to become
specialists.
Yeah.
Which is
and we've then hired specialists. And like, when I think of like, I know marketing, for example, is something that like we are kind of like quote unquote known for. I have the sickest marketing team. It's not just
they're
joke. Incredible.
They're so good.
Like they're so good. And if I had hired like, just medium type people who I'd have to like micromanage, we wouldn't get nearly as much done. Like people are shocked at how small our team is compared to like the size of our company,
Yeah.
it is insane. And it's because the kind of people that we hire is so top tier. We take our time with it, like,
And very specific.
very specific. So I
Yeah.
would say that's probably my tip.
Yeah. And I also think on hiring, do like a trial,
Yes,
like a
I agree.
project or something like
The
that.
project is important.
I think it really uncovers a lot. I think that's really good.
Yeah, because the thing is that I think there's so many people who can sweet talk their way into an interview, but I'm like, I actually want to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So we always do a project with.
And are you on the same vibe? Like, do you have a
Exactly.
shared the
So I think the like a project or like kind of like a small trial period, if you can as well. Like we've also brought people on as contractors for a few months and then offered them full-time positions after that.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, especially when you're a younger company, I think it's like a smart thing to do. What's your tip?
So I have been using Monday.com. Have you used it?
Oh, I've heard it's amazing. We use Asana, but yeah.
So I used to use Asana and now we use Monday.com. I think it's so good. So on Mondays, as in the day Monday, we have a team meeting every Monday morning and every Friday morning. So we all meet on Zoom and we use our Monday board as our like kind of go-to sheet. And everyone has their list on Monday. So everyone in the team has their category that they own. Like they completely own it. And they have a current sprint, a next sprint, and ideas log. So the current sprint is what they're currently doing. Next sprint is the thing that's coming next. And if on Monday we check in with everyone where they're at, and hopefully they've completed their current sprint, and then we talk about the next sprint and how we can all support each other in that and getting it done by the Friday. So it's so effective in keeping everyone on the same page, but holding everyone accountable in a really like nice way. It just feels like, okay, this is my thing to be getting on with this week. I think it's really, really helpful. And then we have this ideas like rolling thing where
I love that.
I know, because I spiral on ideas.
Same.
And I've just hired a COO and he's incredible.
He's so talented.
Oh, I love him. He's so great. He's just great for the team. Everyone just adores him. But he is like, okay, Bryony, take a breath. Like the other day, it was literally like 6:30 in the morning or 6 in the morning because I had a live class at 6:30. And I thought of this idea and I was texting him and it was like 6:20. I had to go live like at 6:30 and I was texting him this idea. He was like, Bryony, can we talk about this after the live class? But I feel like having that sheet of ideas, like just putting it in there so you know it's not going to leave your head, that's a good thing. But Monday.com has changed our life. And Figma. Do you use Figma?
Yes. We use Figma for everything.
I don't know how we ever lived without Figma. I don't use Canva anymore.
No. Well, Canva we use if like, you know, it's
for like a social
exactly, or like something
design.
Small, right? But like for anything larger than that, all our emails, all our big design projects, everything is done on Figma. It's so awesome. Good. And I love really that like everyone can just like go and leave comments. Like the whole thing is so user friendly. I'm obsessed with it.
It's really good. So those would be my 2 top
So
apps.
You know what you're saying about Monday and like how all your team has like visibility and you guys. Okay, so I think that this is like one of the best tips because I feel like when all of the different like shareholders of the company are involved, right? And by shareholders, I mean like different team leads and like different people on the team. I think that that's what makes all the difference because that's what allows you to do everything 360 so that ops is on the same page as marketing is on the same page as social, you know? So like everyone's kind of working as this like one system. And I feel like before we started to do the same thing, and I mean, we've implemented this for years now, but you know, at the very beginning, it was like our marketing team would have a meeting in a silo and then the ops team would have another meeting and then they weren't talking to each other and then marketing would want to do something and ops is like, wait, we don't have the inventory to support. And it's like, it's a mess. Or like,
I think that check-in point
exactly
as a full team is really important.
Totally. Even for smaller things, like, I don't know, you have like a promo or a sale or you're doing something around the holidays, whatever it is. I think then like if ops was just planning this as like an offer, it's like such a missed opportunity for marketing because there's so much that can be done to like support that.
Totally.
So yeah, I feel like it's important.
I completely agree. And it's made us move things along way quicker.
100%.
Yeah, that's my little business tip.
I love that. Okay, so I want to actually get back to walking. Okay?
Tell me.
How much are you walking a day?
So I have to be honest, since this LA trip, I find it, well, okay. So if I was here on holiday, I would find it really easy to do steps because I would just be taking my time. I would go to Runyon, I would do my thing. But whenever I come here, it's just like...
Go.
Yeah. So I have basically not done any steps since arriving here, which is I hate. And I feel like icky inside. But at home, I will do most of the time 10,000, if not more. But
how? We need to know how.
Okay, so the way I like to do it, if I'm in Copenhagen, which we've just moved to, but I'm kind of in between Copenhagen and London at the moment, I will do 45 minutes in the morning, 45 minutes in the evening, because my office is at home. So I'm very at home. So I feel like I need to separate the day.
Yeah.
I need that evening walk. Whereas in London, I feel like I've done my 10,000 steps before 9 a.m. I know.
What?
It's crazy. I'll arrange to meet a friend in the park at like 7:30, and we will just pound around that park.
I love that.
I know, it's really good. And then I'll be like, oh, and then after, like at lunchtime, I just go and grab some lunch or a matcha or whatever. And then before I know it, I've done so many steps. I feel like London's a really easy place to do steps.
It is.
Because you don't have to drive to the place to do the steps. You just do the steps.
Yeah.
That's what I find hard about here. Unless you're in an area like you or in Beverly Hills.
Even for me, like I think, and I had to get used to it in LA as well.
Yeah.
It's like because I'm from Toronto, I've lived in London, like I spent a lot of time in New York, and like these are places where like you are kind of stimulated and you're going from your place to a destination, and I feel like the steps just kind of happen.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's like you almost have to do just loops.
Yeah.
You know?
So
it's...
And it gets a bit like, oh, and it's almost like you touch the wall and then you turn around again.
Yeah. It's like, it's a little bit of
okay, and now I'm just going to swing around.
Yeah, no, literally. So like, and I had to get used to that.
Yeah.
So walking has always been important to me, but here I think you actually have to make a real effort to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas like I have to like, because in Toronto, in London, you just like, it just happens because you're going for a coffee.
Exactly.
Here, like if I'm going for a coffee, unless it's like down the street, but like if I'm meeting someone, I have to drive.
Yeah.
Like I have to drive here, you know, in Toronto or like London, you'd walk to the studio, you know?
Exactly. You should get a walking pad for your house.
I know. That's what we're going to do when we move.
That would be really good.
Well, I do most of my meetings while walking.
Yeah. That's a good hack as well.
That's like the only way.
I was speaking to Natalie from Bala the other day, and she had a really good tip that was basically she does not do a meeting unless it's absolutely crucial she's there. And I think that's a really good tip. She's like, I don't, like, my team can handle it. It's only if I need to be there will I be there. I'm not just there as an extra. And she was like, oh, what did she say? She told me about this website where you can record your screen and talk at the same time, and then she'll send her team like instructions on certain things.
Oh, Loom,
yeah.
We use it a lot.
I've never even heard of that. I thought that was such a great tip. I know.
Oh my God. Okay, your life's about to be changed.
I know.
We use it for everything.
It's so good.
Like we love Loom.
It's amazing.
Yeah, because you just send it over.
Exactly. And also if you're not needing to be on the camera, which most of the time you're not, just get on that walk and get your steps.
I'm always like, guys, camera off, I'm walking. I mean, obviously I'll be camera on when I'm in front of my computer.
If you need to like be looking over something.
Exactly. Like if I need to be looking at my screen, absolutely. But I don't know if it's like I do top fives, for example, which is like we all do it in the company where it's like, like beginning of the month, essentially we like share our like top 5 goals for like every single person essentially has those. And it's like the most needle moving things. I don't need to be looking at a screen for that. You're telling me.
It. Yeah.
Like, I'm going to walk.
I love that.
You know, so it's important.
And again, like meeting up with a friend, or if you, I really do. And obviously it's an obvious one listening to podcasts, but it's so good to learn every day. And I think when we get older, or like when I know I'm hardly old, but you know, I'm just saying, as you get into your 30s and you have a business and you like have a busy life, or you have kids or whatever, I think we forget the importance of learning and how amazing that you can learn something on that walk.
Literally. I think it's again, scientifically proven that neuroplasticity is like really important, and like learning new skills obviously like it like encourages that.
Yeah.
So whether it's like learning from a podcast or like I always try to do new skills. Like, you know, I learned to drive 2 years ago, or I like started to ski like 3 years ago, right? Like these are things that we tell ourselves that we can't do as we get older. And I think most people, it's like they don't even, it's like podcasts are free and they're so underutilized. I'm like,
I know.
this is literally at my fingertips.
It's so good.
It's insane.
What are your go-to like learning podcasts?
Ooh, so for business and or just understanding kind of a macro lens, I love the Founders podcast. I love also Acquired. Both of them are amazing.
Good.
Oh, they're so
but
good.
You need a long time for Acquired.
You do. But then I
could do like on a few walks.
Exactly. I like break it up into chunks. Obviously love Skinny Confidential. I think that they do a great job with the host of guests.
I love it when they get like experts on. I love.
Yeah. And then Huberman Labs, amazing.
Yeah.
There's this woman called Dr. Stephanie Estima. She also has really excellent wellness, like health and wellness guests on her podcast. It's a really good one. If you're into health, wellness, biohacking, that's amazing. I love your one. I think it's always so fun. I was listening to your Q&A one about wedding prep and whatnot.
Oh, yes.
That was really fun. So that one I actually... Sometimes I'll listen to your one when I'm at the nail salon. Because I feel like
it's like a certain mood.
Yeah. So that's like what I do when I'm at the nail salon or like, I don't know, like getting my hair done, things like that. Because it's like you're learning, but it's a little bit lighter. Whereas I think Huberman, for example, is
quite heavy.
It's really heavy. Or like Acquired Founders. These are much more heavier podcasts. So like that's typically like first thing in the morning when I have the bandwidth to take in that information.
Yeah.
And
I
then
agree.
I also listen to a lot of books as well. So, you know, if I'm kind of tapped out of those podcasts and I want something heavier, then I'll listen to a book.
Yeah, I love that.
What about you? What are your go-tos?
Acquired, I like. Let me just get up, actually. I'm so bad with names.
Yeah.
I listen to the High Performance podcast.
I've never heard of it.
You'll love that one. There's an amazing one with the owner of the best restaurant in New York, 11 Howard or something like that. What's it called?
11 Madison.
11 Madison.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Me and Casper listened to that. He said it was his favorite podcast he's ever listened to.
Really?
Really good. And I listened to, do you know Louis Theroux?
No, who is that?
He's amazing. He's like this British presenter who just has this like knack for making everyone feel very comfortable. And he interviews like incredible people. How I Built This.
Oh, so good.
A really good one. Life with Mariana.
Yeah, she's so cute.
She's so sweet. What are the other ones? Diary of a CEO. There was an episode recently that I loved, which was, I think it was the CEO of Spotify, something like that. Really good one. The Ed Milet Show.
Yeah.
Another good one.
There's so many good
Mel
podcasts.
Robbins.
Oh, Mel Robbins is good.
Is a really good one.
Yeah.
She's like whips you into shape, doesn't she?
Yeah. Oh, she really does. And I love the experts she has because I've not seen them on other podcasts. So I'm always like, oh, like this professor from Harvard who's some expert on whatever topic. I'm like, it's really interesting.
I know, it's so good. Okay, tell me your top 3, speaking of summer glow up, what are your top 3 products that you've recently bought that you're like telling every single friend to buy?
Okay. So for skin, this is old school, but I started to use it. What was it? At the beginning of the year. It's almost been 4 months that I've been using it. The Estee Lauder Night Repair Serum is slept on.
Wow.
It is it's crazy.
That used to be huge years ago.
I know.
And okay, I'm going to try that.
I started to use it and I was like, wait, I'm waking up and I'm like dewy.
Ooh.
It's really crazy.
I love that.
I do a toner and then I do that one. And I can't believe more people aren't talking about it. I'm just like, it has been around for so long. How is there like, I feel like it deserves way more hype.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like a really good serum.
Your skin is very glowy.
Thank you. So I would say that. And then Dr. Diamond has from his Medicine, it's like spelled M-A-T-A, scene, like medicine, but meta. It's this new serum that he has. It's like a collagen promoting serum. And I do that in the morning.
Okay. That sounds good. He's amazing.
He's incredible.
He was at the dinner we went to at Brian Johnson's.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. That's how I met him. And then he came on my podcast right after. And I've been a customer of his, like his skincare line since then. And that new product, it came out earlier this year. Again, I've been using it every single morning. It's incredible. I feel like it makes your skin bouncy.
Okay. This is what I need.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's so good. So I feel like those are the two from a skincare perspective that I have been like, I think I'm going to buy those two things for the rest of my life. Like, until I die. They're so good.
Okay. That's
and
a good
then product, honestly, this is going to sound obviously like quite biased and I don't want to say it, but I have to, is our tone.
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed with it. It's like sickening.
I think it's the biggest glow up supplement tip.
It's insane.
It's like, it's a must. I swear to you guys, try it.
It's so good. And the thing is that it's like, we were talking about this where it's kind of like a sweet treat as well at the same time. So sometimes I split up my doses and I know you do the same as well.
How funny is that? We're so similar with those like little things. I have like, because I take 3 or 4 a day.
Yeah.
So I'll have 2 like earlier in the day and then later on in the day I'll have another 1 or 2. Like if I have that sweet,
it's so good.
Like I need that little thing. Even after I eat something really savory, sometimes just 1 is like, okay, perfect.
Exactly. And then the last thing I will say is, and again, I don't want to sound biased, but I have been loving your app. And you know this because I talked about it on the podcast and then you fucking found me talking about it and then you gave me the membership where I was paying for it.
Sorry, I was like, Siff, I was listening to this podcast. I was in the sauna and I like literally like sat up. I was like, what the hell? Messaged Sarah straight away. I was like, oh my God, Siff is paying for the app. Please send her a link.
No, but that is the thing that like
you're a genuine customer and I love that.
I'm a customer. I like love your product. And also, again, I can't say this enough. I think just being able to do something, even when you have 15 minutes, and we did the tone in 20, right? And I was saying this to Bryony where I was like, I'm going to New York when this challenge launches. And I think traveling, like working out while you're traveling, I think people come down really hard on themselves. Yeah. Either they do nothing at all and then they're like, why'd I do that? You know, I fell off or whatever. Or even just, you know,
and then you always feel like you need a Monday to start.
Exactly. Or you're, you know, trying to get into the hotel gym and it's like you need 45 minutes. No. You don't need any of that. You can actually just do it on the mat, on the floor, on the carpet. You need 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you have on hand. And you guys, like, let me tell you, you feel it. Like, my core, I felt it. Like I had to do at the gym afterwards, like after our classes, I just one day decided to do yesterday after our classes yesterday. I was like, let me do, they have these recovery boots at my gym where it's just
yes, I love.
I feel like it works.
100%. Casper the other day was, when I was at yours, he messaged me and was like, where's the band? I'm like, with me at Siff's. He's like, oh, Bryony, I'm doing one of your workouts in the hotel room because Sunset Tower, the gym was closed. So he was like, oh, well, it's fine because I'll just do one of your workouts. And he did one of my, it was so random, like one of my first ever classes, like a 45-minute one. So sweet. But yeah, I love those tips. They're good.
And also, I will say, if you're a busy girl like myself, when I'm traveling, I can't do a workout that's going to mess up my hair. Okay.
That's a good, I actually have an add-on tip to that, but keep going.
Yeah, so I feel like I can't get overly sweaty.
I know, because like these heated classes, I'm like, no.
And even sometimes like my trainer, it's so funny because I'll like go after my hair wash day and I'm like, I can't sweat through the head today. So we have to modify, like we have to do a workout that's not like making me at the end do like, I don't know, like get on the treadmill. Like obviously we never do that to begin with, but you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, it's a joke in my gym where like
shoulders down, sweat.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like neck and down, but not sweat through the head. So it's like, he knows that he can't put me on the echo bike to finish or something like that. So I'm like, today's a not sweat through the head. So anyway, I feel like Pilates is amazing because you don't sweat through the head.
And you can keep your blow dry.
Exactly.
Fresh.
And so when I
sweat through the head.
It's a thing at my gym. Like people like, it's a terminology. Everyone knows now at the gym, the sweat through the head thing. It's like,
well, okay. Speaking of sweat through the head, this is actually quite gross, but I have a sauna almost every day.
Yeah.
And so I obviously do sweat through the head. But my best tip is, because I only wash my hair like 2, max 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And I use Living Proof. They have this,
The dry shampoo?
The dry shampoo, but they have 2 different types. It's the dark grey one, and it says actually cleans hair. And it really does. Like, I can keep a blow dry going for so long using that one. I swear.
Up.
It's really, really good. You can get it here in Sephora, I think.
Okay, I think I'm going to get that.
It's good, and it will keep your roots like fresh.
Okay,
Yeah,
I love that.
That's a good one.
Okay, well, these are incredible tips, and this was actually the most fun ever.
I loved this episode. I feel like we need to make this a thing.
Yeah.
I felt like I had a co-host.
No, it was the best.
I know.
Next time you're here, we're going to do it again.
Please. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and we are launching Tone in 20
on the epic.
5th of May. So literally join me and Siff on the mat together. And
it wasn't, guys, I cannot tell you. You have to do this. It is so good.
Yeah.
I felt like afterwards I was high.
I know. I was on such a high when I got home.
It's amazing.
It's the best. So please join us, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And thank you, Siff.
Thank you. This is so fun.
So fun.